Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to ReCAP.
Hey, Caroline. You
Hey,
are
Roby.
perky today.
You know, I'm just so happy to be back. It's been a
Are
long
you?
time.
Well, I mean, when you got your own show like this, you got to show up, you know? I mean,
Well, I know,
you don't get to
you're
take
right.
time off. I mean, what, 2
yeah.
weeks, 3 weeks? How
I'm
long
sorry,
was it?
everybody.
So,
I'm sorry. Roby?
welcome back.
Hey, happy to be here.
I carried the water for you 1 week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even though my name's not on the show. So, yeah.
You did not. Well, how
I'm on the screen up there. It says Roby Brock.
Hey,
and
this
whose
is
name's
very-
first? Yeah.
It's Roby.
Let's see.
Hey, I'm telling you.
You know, if you got
Because Roby Brock, we're
engaged,
here.
if you got married and you kept your last name, you could just lop off the Roby on there. It could be Brock and Caroline Derby. If you married a guy named Brock, would he take your last name?
I don't think so.
You don't? It's a good question.
It's something to consider.
I think you should bring it up over a dinner.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how well that would go over.
It'd probably go over pretty well.
Do you think?
Yeah. I think it would.
Well, we'll move on.
What would you like to recap today?
How are you first? You doing okay?
I'm good.
You had a good Christmas,
I had
New
a
Year?
birthday.
A birthday?
And an
Oh,
anniversary.
No. I didn't text you happy birthday.
And a child's birthday, and then Christmas and New Year's, and it's been a lot.
Busy?
Our 2 weeks of the holidays are literally packed with Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's, birthday, anniversary. That's 7 events in about 14 days. It's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. Busy season for you all.
Yeah, it is. So it's all good.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
I'm good. How about you? How was your holiday?
It was good. We went to Arkadelphia, or I did, for Christmas. I worked New Year's Day and Eve here.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
Did you go down to Crater of Diamonds and find anything?
No, but I'm on a social media journey, Roby.
I want to hear about it. Recap that for me.
Okay, I'm trying to be more social media savvy.
Good.
And I don't necessarily love that I'm saying that, right? Like, I don't necessarily love that I'm trying to be more social media savvy, but I am trying to post on social media more. And one of my recent videos happened to be about a diamond, brown diamond, that was found at the Crater of Diamonds State Park.
Oh, wow.
And guess what, Roby?
What?
Siri kind of led a family from Texas to being able to find a
Really?
diamond. Yeah.
Wow.
One asked a Siri.
You should not just talk about that. You should TikTok about that.
I did.
Awesome. Since I don't have a TikTok account, I probably didn't follow you, but I'll see if my kids did. How about that? Because that's who you're really trying to reach, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And
you
then
can reach me on Facebook. Old Man Facebook.
An email.
So. You could just send me a letter about it, okay? You know.
Yeah, I'll put an ad in a newspaper for you.
You should do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got some newspapers you can put some ads in.
I thought that you would have some newspapers. So, yeah.
I'll give you a discount rate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Friend
right.
rate.
It's brother or sister-in-law rate. Yeah. That's what we call it.
That's what we call it. Okay.
So if you married a guy named Brock, I'd give him a brother-in-law rate. So you see how that works?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You see where I'm going with all that?
I see, yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right. What did I need to know what you got your mom for Christmas?
Ooh, okay. So I got my mom a thermal hairbrush. Am I saying that right?
A thermal hairbrush?
It's not thermal. Hold on. What am I trying to say?
I don't know. It
I
takes
can't
her
remember.
temperature while she's brushing her hair. I mean,
No, what is that called? Is it a thermal hairbrush? That might be what it is, and I'm just thinking it was. But anyway, it's like a round brush.
There's probably a TikTok out there.
There definitely is.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
It's like a heated round brush,
yeah.
and it's not supposed to be as damaging as like a curling iron or something else. But she has kind of. She really has a lot of hair. And so I thought that would be a fun, easy tool
very nice.
for her. Got her that. A couple of little clothes I thought would be cute on her.
Good deal.
She also got a phone or AirPods. I mean, it was like a family gift.
She sounded like she racked up, didn't she?
I think she did.
All
yeah,
right.
she had a good Christmas.
All right.
Yep.
Well, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, I have a question for you.
Things,
I wanted to recap 2025 real quick. What do you think, and I'll answer the question too, when you look back on 2025, name off a couple significant political, whether it was events or maybe it was a legislation or just some kind of interaction.
State or national?
We'll go state.
Okay.
Anything stick out to you?
I thought
We might have similar answers.
no, the legislative session I thought was a fairly successful one for the state of Arkansas in terms of economic development. I think there were some positive things that you could point to in education reform. Really, the only setback of major consequence was the governor not getting her prison funding. But, we'll probably debate that in the upcoming fiscal session. And so that's not really there's a chapter in that book that's been read, but the book hasn't been finished yet,
right.
So we'll see where that goes. But I think that there were some pretty positives out of all of that. And then, just politically, we got a couple of surprises, filing for office and stuff like that. The Tom Cotton getting, Hallie Schaffner challenging him. Your candidates for governor to challenge Governor Sanders have an uphill battle to fight, for name recognition, but she does have, opposition.
Yeah.
Whereas Attorney General Tim Griffin, Lieutenant Governor Leslie Rutledge escaped without opposition. So, I think the primaries are really where the races are going to be to watch the main stuff, the big fights. So, so I kind of put all that in some sort of context.
A little bit of everything.
So,
I felt like it was a pretty packed year last year. Legislative session, obviously a big one. You mentioned it, the Franklin County Prison and what the future of that looks like, and then also maybe what did or didn't happen in 2025 that we'll continue to see play out here in a couple months was a big one for me. I remember former Governor Mike Huckabee, now ambassador to Israel, thought that was pretty big. That kind of related state to national on that level as well. And then, of course, filing period. I never made it up there, like I told you, but watching all the video, pretty neat. So
you could have TikToked from up there.
Hey, I should have.
If you're going to be a TikTok influencer, you're going to have to start doing stuff like that. You know where you should TikTok next?
Where?
If you really want to build your brand, you need to go to the Gillette Coon Supper this weekend and TikTok from there.
I was going to bring that up.
You should. You should go down there and TikTok.
I don't know if all these candidates are super into that.
I'm TikToking right now. It's a piece of coon. Delicious.
I've never had
TikTok
that before.
6-7 pieces. Oh, did you see what I worked 6-7 in there? That's good. That's a TikTok thing. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, that was pretty big. People are wanting to leave that trend in 2025 though.
They're going to 7-8 this year. It's going to go 7-8. We move up.
Maybe so.
Something different.
Something different. Yeah, something will
I
emerge.
throw my kids off every now and then as the 6-7 thing had been playing out because I didn't know what it was, and so I would be eating dinner, at the house with my kids or something like that, and they would, oh, what time's the ball game on? I go, it's on at 6-7, something like that, and they would go, I see what you did there, Dad. I was just working those 6-7 jokes in there, which I don't even think that people that know what the 6-7 trend was know what it meant.
No, they don't.
It just was something that happened. So.
Every time that I've been to a school in the past 3 to 4 months, 6 or 7 months,
6 or 7 weeks, yeah,
yeah, they, I will do my hands like this,
yes,
accidentally,
and they're like,
it's kind of like. Not laughing, It's 6 or 7 years ago, things look pretty different. Ooh. Eruption.
Yeah.
And then I stopped one time. I was like, what does this mean?
And they couldn't tell you.
Fourth graders, tell me. I don't know, but it's funny
when
when
they'll be able to tell you when they're in about 6th or 7th grade.
So. Maybe so. But
if you haven't figured out, the point of this show is to recap how many times we can make Caroline laugh in this show. That's
funny. It's just a funny show. We hope it brings you a little joy.
Yes, it does.
All right.
What else you got?
Moving on, Roby.
I'm ready.
We had a big week, special primary election happening for House District 70 and then Senate District 26. Little recap. House District 70 is North Little Rock, Sherwood area, and that seat was left vacant because Representative Carlton Wing resigned to become the CEO of Arkansas PBS, now Arkansas TV. Little history there. Senate District 26, the death of State Senator Gary Stubblefield left that seat vacant. Quick note, also, that is part of where the Franklin County, representing part of the Franklin County prison debate, and those people over there, that would be that area of the state. So those two seats formerly held by Republicans, but House District 70, a pretty tight race the past couple of elections. Interesting to see what happens here. But in the Democratic primary, we had Cordelia Smith-Johnson run and Alex Holiday. And Alex Holiday came out with majority of the vote.
Yeah, he got about 80%. So,
yeah.
And he was the Democratic nominee last time around that lost to Carlton Wing.
Okay.
So probably not a surprise that he had probably a little bit of a campaign apparatus in place, people to tap into in a special election like that. But that seat, House District 70, is one of about 5 or 6 House races or House districts that I keep an eye on because they're very purple. They're very they could easily go one way or the other. Like Republicans are not confident that they will always win about 5 or 6 seats, and the House District 70 is one where they know they have to have a really strong, candidate in there to hold that seat, and Democrats the same way. So I think Alex Holiday will face Bo Renshaw is the Republican in that race, and so
candidate there.
And so that'll be a special election, general election that'll be held on primary election day.
Yes, which is March 3rd.
Yes, and then I guess they'll both be the candidates for in the primary for the general. It's confusing, I think they'll have to be on the ballot that day for primary as well. Because if they get elected, they got to get elected in November too. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's when the term would end. So, yeah. Yeah, they may be on the ballot twice over there in March. So the special general election and both primaries.
Okay.
It's going to be really confusing for a lot of people.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't clue into
I think
that.
I'm right about that.
Okay.
So, but that's...
And if we're not, we'll recap it next week.
We could do that.
We could do that.
So
over in Senate District 26, we had a Republican special primary election. There were 5 Republicans, I believe, in that one, leading to a runoff. And the people in the runoff are a retired businessman, Wade Dunn of Greenwood, and Paris businessman, Brad Simon. They were the top 5 challengers, with Wade Dunn getting about 37% of the vote and Brad Simon with 30% of the vote. So February 3rd is when a runoff election will be. And then they will face off against an independent, or one of them will face off against an independent candidate, which is Adam Watson.
Right.
And for some background, you probably know he is one of the people who have started Gravel and Grit, which is a advocacy group, essentially, people representing Franklin County in that area.
Yeah. Everybody in that race is opposed to the prison over there. So, I mean, that was not going to be the definitive issue for that. I think it probably came down to, who had what kind of connections and could put together what kind of, people to mobilize them and get them to the polls, whatever.
Yeah.
I think what'll be curious for me to watch for the runoff election, because it will have a lower voter turnout, most likely. I've seen a runoff that's had higher turnout before. It's crazy.
Really?
But I think that I think it'll be lower. It'll be curious to see some of the candidates that didn't win or get it into the runoff. Do they endorse one of the candidates in there?
Okay.
That could swing some, folks into those camps. That might be the difference maker for the runoff over there. So I think that's kind of what I'll be watching. I wouldn't be surprised to see some endorsements between now and February 3rd. So
coming out, different sports people. Well, yeah.
And then we get to wait a little bit. Then we a whole another month to see who wins.
When does the fiscal session start? April
8th,
maybe? Sometime in April?
Yeah.
So, we'll keep our eye on it.
Yeah, we will.
We will.
So,
well,
I know whoever wins, I know how they're going to vote on the prison issue in the fiscal session.
Almost guarantee that
it's
one.
A pretty, that one's going to be a pretty easy one to predict.
Moving on, a little bit of national news now, Roby. Somewhat of a surprise, maybe, to some, that the Affordable Care Act subsidies passed in the House this past week. I believe 12, maybe, Republicans broke.
I think it was 17.
17 broke party rank, and voted with Democrats to pass that and extend those, essentially. But none of Arkansas's congressmen voted in that direction.
They didn't. As a matter of fact, 2 of them, Congressman Westerman and Congressman Crawford, put out statements explaining why they didn't vote. I've got an interview this weekend with Congressman Womack explaining his vote on that. So and so I guess we just need to hear from Congressman Hill. It's still got to be approved by the Senate.
Yes.
And I think it has to hit 60 in the Senate. And I don't know if it has 60 in the Senate.
Yeah.
The odds are, at least from what I've read nationally, is that it likely does not pass in the Senate. So I think those Republicans that went against their party leadership on that, they're probably in swing districts, number one. And number two, they are hearing and want to advocate for what is really the political message of this year. It's going to be affordability and how do you do things to make, the cost to consumers go down. And health insurance is one where we're seeing some people with some massive increases in their insurance premiums if they've got those Affordable Care Act plans. On the show this week, to recap the show here, Michael Cook, Democratic strategist, and Sylvester Smith, a GOP strategist, are part of our political roundtable. And Michael is a person on one of those ACA plans, and he said his premiums went up 40%. Wow. So that's what he's looking at. So if there's other people like that, I think that's part of the messaging there. And my curiosity was, because we've talked about this with the whole Venezuelan thing and the fact that we're going to be taking over their oil or however that works, I think you're going to see the cost of gas come down. And I think that's going to be a different message to voters. When voters see their gas prices go down, they're not going to feel as bad about how much things cost, but your groceries will still be higher, your health care. I think there's going to be some mixed messaging in there, and I'll be curious to see what kind of cuts through the clutter and if that resonates with voters. If the lower gas prices is enough to counter some of the other higher prices, that's going to be an interesting debate. There's your insight for the week from me. So
I'm happy to have that insight. When you were talking with the people on your show this week, did either one of them kind of present maybe a plan or an alternative to the Affordable Care Act subsidies? Did they say, well, if we don't extend this, we have something else in place, or maybe something else could happen? Any talk of that?
No, but if you watch what's been happening up in Congress, let's see, the Affordable Care Act passed in 2009. So we're 15 years into it, I guess, or more than that, 16 years into it. There still has not been an alternative presented, by people that want to do it. So I just, I don't think it exists. So there have been some plans that have been put out there, but most of them get a pretty poor analysis and interpretation of them from some of the nonpartisan, like the Congressional Budget Office will say this is still going to leave, 900,000 people without health insurance, or this is not going to lower premiums for this group or that group. I've not seen anything that presents an improved product in terms of that. And then you get into the health savings accounts or another thing that are out there. And I've actually had a company where we bought a company that had health savings accounts, and the other company that we were that did the acquisition, we had the regular insurance that's not a health savings account, just your insurance premiums. And the HSAs didn't make sense for us, it's pretty good when you're younger and you don't access the healthcare so much. But when you get older and you need more stuff, there's some limitations on HSAs, I think. And that's just a personal opinion. But, so I just don't see them as this panacea that a lot of people promote out there. It's a lot more complicated than that. It sounds good. We're going to give you money and let you put it in a savings account. And you can spend it on your health care how you want to. That's great. But, if I got to have open heart surgery, my HSA is not probably covering that, I'm not going to pay for all that.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Next question for you as we wrap up here in a little bit.
She's got all kinds of questions today. Yay. She came back from holiday with questions.
Woo!
You can answer this question. I'm going to flip this one on you. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
No, yeah. And I'm going to answer it too. But I don't know if you like to predict. But, we started thinking back on 2025. 2026, what do you think will be significant political events?
Political events.
The one that's obvious, obviously, we have an election. But
Yeah, and a fiscal session.
But
in the
anything
state.
within those that you foresee coming, and it can be the same thing we talked about. I mean, 2025 can be the same as 2026, and we might say the Franklin County Prison. But what would you say?
I don't see anything new kind of popping up on the radar, and I Democrats in the state of Arkansas may have an improved performance over previous years because I do think that this concern about the cost of living is pretty significant, and it is going to cause some people to just make a statement vote to say, I'm sending a signal here. I'd be shocked if it changes the trajectory of our partisan politics in the state of Arkansas, but do Democrats go from getting 33, 35, 37% of the vote to 40 or 41 or 42? That would be significant. Yeah. But that still is a landslide victory for Republicans. I mean, if you were to win 58, 42%, that's not close, But it shows some progress, and I think that's what the Democrats have to keep an eye on. And I think the Republicans will have to guard against, and do they lose any seats in the legislature from their supermajority, or maybe they hold their supermajority, but they lose a couple of seats. There's a possibility some of those purple seats could
flip,
could go another way.
Yeah.
But just at the state level, I mean, I foresee a lot of continued economic development projects coming online. Arkansas's had a very healthy 2-3 years worth of announcements. I think that continues. Interest rates are coming down. Some of the legislation's in place now to make it easier to attract economic projects here. There's a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Yeah. And we've had a pretty good success rate, and I think that we will continue to do that. And that's good for the economy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when the economy's good, people don't tend to vote them out, when they're feeling pretty good about stuff. But this consumer price, how much you're affected. Can I afford my groceries? Can I afford my gas? Can I afford to buy things for my kids? Yeah. That's the big stuff. So, but anyhow, what do you see on the horizon?
I agree. I was going to mention just, the election in general and whether or not some of those, I don't want to call them necessarily key races, but the ones that could flip either way, see what happens based on maybe what happens in the next even 6 months, maybe, like when it comes to prices or what happens. Also, nationally, sometimes I feel like, as we know, nationally impacts here in Arkansas too. So if that causes anybody to switch votes maybe or something along those lines. It's been a busy first 2 weeks, I think, of January already on the national level. And seeing how that impacts as well in April. I'll be covering the fiscal session. I know you will be as well, but whether or not the funding happens and for the prison, and we'll see. I foresee, I guess it might, but maybe not without a fight over there or some kind of plan in place. But that's what I'm keeping my eye on. Yeah. In 2026.
I mean, the wild card for me is to watch what happens nationally and how that might filter down to the state. Because there is, I mean, we've seen this. We're coming up on about a year of Trump's first year in his second term of office, and it's been a marathon for people. I mean, it's like there's 17 stories a day to try to keep up with, and that is it's tough to do, number one, but it's exhausting, and I think that's part of his strategy is I'm going to keep you off guard on so much stuff that you're not going to see everything that I'm doing, sort of thing, if you agree or disagree with me. But, I mean, there is the possibility of something major happening that has a national ripple effect. And so while I don't think it changes much in Arkansas other than the margins, I think nationally, is what happens at the national level, does it impact the Democrats winning back the House? Does it affect the majority for the Republicans in the Senate? I mean, all of those things in the equation would make for 2027 to be a really interesting year to cover politics, because if there's some ability to push back on the president and the executive branch with oversight and investigation, that's a whole new world that could open up. So,
well, friends,
peace out.
Hope you enjoyed this recap.
Yeah. What? So, are you going to the Gillette Coon Supper?
No, I don't think I am. I'm not sure who's covering it for us, but I would like to go someday just to experience it.
Well,
Are you
whoever
going?
covers it for this weekend, you should have them TikTok while they're down there, and then you can co-op their TikTok.
Also, they have Reels, is what they call basically videos on Instagram. Do you watch Reels? Do you have Instagram?
I watch some Reels, yeah.
Yeah, I'll start putting them on the Reels then.
Put your Reels on there. Be real. Have you ever done Be Real?
Oh, that was big in college.
We're bringing
but
that
I
back
deleted
in our.
that.
We're bringing that back in our family this year. We've decided we're going to try Be Real in our family this year.
That'll be
just
funny.
among our family members. So
That'll be fun.
So I got a kid in Spain and another one in Texas, and we're kind of all over the place. It'll be kind of fun to, and who knows where I'll be. I may be in
Fordyce,
Northwest
England,
Arkansas,
Hazen.